this is basically me talking about another concept I've already went over. Okay, people want to act like men are the only ones who cheat, but I've had substantial evidence now. A lot of women that I know of, that was somewhere in my family history or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They were married a lot of the times. So this wasn't just a high school boyfriend or boyfriend or nothing like this, but they were married and they were sleeping with other dudes. Not only that, you know what I'm saying, they were sleeping with other dudes, they were always doing this unprotected. You know what I'm saying? And I know that a long time ago, they really didn't have condoms like that, or they didn't know about contraception. Well, I'm just saying, historically, it don't even matter in the here and now. You know what I'm saying? People been using condoms since like the 1960s or 70s. But when women cheat, they always go unprotected with whoever they cheat with, just to show you the irresponsible and recklessness. Because the person who isn't the person who isn't even the boyfriend or the husband or whatever, it seems like it's always his kid. And here's the thing, he never married them, so it's like he doesn't feel any responsibility to take care of the child, and plus he's never there, so it's like, how can you really get a DNA test from him? Because as soon as he impregnates women, he disappears and he doesn't even give him his real name. You know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like back in the day when they couldn't find out who did a crime, they would just pick any black man. You know what I'm saying? Because they were too lazy to find who actually done the crime. So if a black man done a crime, they would just find any black man and the person would be innocent, but they would still send him to jail for the crime that another man did, because they didn't want to try to find the other person. If the other person got away, then nobody would go to jail. You know what I'm saying? And it's about money. You know what I'm saying? Getting free labor. And that's kind of like what was going on with the marriage thing. A lot of times they can't track down the dude who is really the child's father, is really like a smooth criminal, like on some Michael Jackson stuff. You've been hit by a smooth criminal. That type of stuff. And Michael Jackson, he had a lot of brothers and sisters. So mathematically, some Joe Jackson probably wasn't all their fathers. It was like 7, 8 of them. It's a good chance 2 of them were not his children. And I'm gonna tell you why. Some of them were his kids. Most of them probably were his kids, but 2 of them probably were not his kids. Just off mathematical, you know what I'm saying? But even so, it's crazy because like when you see a black woman have kids by another dude of another ethnicity, you do a DNA test and all them kids are his kids. And it really tricks me. It really messes with my head, because when you do it with a black man though, you notice that every time you do the DNA test with a black man, a lot of times, 33% of the time, at least one of those kids are not gonna be his children. Just to show you that, people are more likely to cheat on a black man. You know what I'm saying? We know this. You know what I'm saying? We know this. Because how many times do you see a black, people with 4 kids or whatever, one with 4 kids? The chances are they got at least 2 or 3 men that fathered those children. You know what I'm saying? How many times do you see somebody fathered a whole lot of children with one person, with one man? I mean, to me, that's a lot of times that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? And people want to act like women don't cheat and all this type of stuff. And men do cheat, but here's the thing, when men cheat, it's like they give you the vibes. You can imagine them cheating. Like, for instance, if a man is unfaithful, people can look at them and be like, oh, they might cheat. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not fraudulent. If you have half a brain, you can kind of tell how some guys are just really faithful and really moral, and they lost their virginity at like 19 years old. Those be the dudes, or 20, those be the dudes who be faithful. The dudes who lost their virginity at 12 and 13, those be the dudes that be cheating on women. Like, it's easy to tell. Like, if you ask a dude when he lost his virginity, and if he say 12 or 13, you know that he about F and B's, and he about that life. He's not finna be stuck with no one woman. A dude who lost his virginity at 19 and he loved her and this and that, he done all this stuff for that girl, he's going to basically, if he's still young, he's going to be very naive, and he's going to be thinking about love and romance and all that stuff. But most guys lose their virginity at about 15, 16. So they're not gonna be to one extreme or the other. They're gonna be in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, most women lose their virginity 14 or 15. With that being said, I mean, it really don't matter when a woman loses her virginity, because she could lose her virginity at 17 or 18, but it's like once she loses her virginity, she's going to have a craving for you know what, she's going to have craving for it, because she like the way it feels. So she could lose her virginity at 18 or 19, and she could still become a theasy or a thigh. It don't really matter, man. Like, as a man, if you get a wife, you better know how to put it down, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you might as well just become a monk. Because there's no use in playing games. It's like a job. When you go to a job, and either you can do it or you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because in other groups of people, you'll see people having romance and they don't necessarily have a whole lot of sex. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, as a black man, it's like you got to put it down. You don't really have the same leeway that those other groups do. It's like, you better do that. You know what I'm saying?